I hate videos. Now, you may be wondering, if I hate videos, what the heck am I doing here? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to wherever you find yourself in the world today. If you've just tuned in, my name is Inge van Roy, and I am recognized as a community connection catalyst. What does that mean? I actually help people build community, whether you're in the corporate world or an entrepreneur that's running a big company, or even just a solopreneur. Everybody needs community. And who better than me to help you navigate that space? My name is Inge van Roy, and I am driven by the principle of Ubuntu, which means I am because we are. And I'm so excited to continue this conversation with Dr. Zonzie McLaurin. She is joining us from Jackson in the US, and we'll be talking about purpose. We had an amazing conversation last week, and it went a little bit over time. So we decided that we needed a part two. So if you're watching live, please drop us a comment and let us know who you are, where you're tuning in from. We want to make your comments part of this conversation. And if you are listening on Africa Online Radio, I want to say thank you for tuning in, for being here with us. And if you want to send us a message, you can do so via our WhatsApp number, which is +27697144520. And if you're watching live and would like to go over to Africa Online Radio, you can do so by visiting this website over here. So africa.co.za, and click listen live, and you'll be able to hear what it is that Dr. Zonzi and I are chatting about, but also you'll be able to hear the music that I will be playing. If you're watching live, sorry, you cannot listen to the music, but come on over to Africa Online Radio's website, and you can definitely tune in and hear that on that side. So, without further ado, how about I bring on my amazing guest, Dr. Zonzi McLaurin. Happy Wednesday!
Happy Wednesday. I'm so excited that I get to do a duo with you. It's kind of like doing a do over. We had so
Yes.
much fun and excitement on last week. So thank you, Inger, for allowing me to just be in the presence of you and your listeners to really engage in what is living a life full of purpose all about. So thank you.
It's a pleasure, and thank you. The honor is really mine, to have you here and be part of this conversation with you, to provide this platform for you to come and share your wisdom with us so that we can all learn from you, and really so that we can harness our purpose so that we can overcome adversity and become the very best versions of ourselves. So, thank you, Dr. Zanzi, for being here and spending this time with us. Um, Before we move forward, won't you please share who you are and what you do?
Oh, absolutely. It's my pleasure to share. And I find my life as interesting as others find it as well. I am a healthcare researcher, educator, and administrator, and I've had such an amazing, rewarding career in healthcare, and it continues to blossom. And being in my career of healthcare has allowed me to also be what I call a catalyst as well, Inger, where I've got
Mm,
the opportunity to meet so many different people from different walks of life all across the world as I engage in community participatory research and partnerships. And so that led me to really starting my own business in executive coaching and being a transformational life and business coach, where I get the opportunity to further help people just be their very best to serve in their purpose and give that purpose away. So I love what
mm,
I do. Every day I wake up saying, Lord, allow me to remove myself from the equation so that
mm,
I can fully engage with those who need me, who need for me to give them the guidance that He pours into me. So I love what I do. And
mm.
thank you for the opportunity to share that.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for being here. And who better than to walk us through this journey of discovering what purpose means? So thank you. Let's go to the comments and just say hello to who has joined us.
Hello, everyone.
We Hello, everyone who's here with us. I want to say specifically hello to Whitney.
Yay,
She,
Whitney.
Whitney says hello from Katy, Texas. So
Yes.
nice to see
Good
you,
to
Whitney. And then we have Diane Bayer. She's joining us from Philadelphia. She says, Happy Wednesday, everyone. And then we have the amazing Catherine.
yes, Catherine and Diane. Love it.
She says, I can stay but a moment, but had to drop in and tell you ladies, you are awesome and are encouraging, and you dare me to take the next step.
Very
Beautiful.
good.
Thank you,
Wonderful.
Catherine. I wish you a beautiful rest of your day. And I love to see the networking that's happening in the comments. So
Yeah.
keep going, everyone. So glad to have you here with us. I want to, oh, I want to say hello also on the radio chat. I've received some messages. So good evening to you, Amanda. She is tuned in from Cape Town, South Africa.
Yay.
So thank you, Amanda, for being here. We also have Cecilia List. She is my fellow presenter, also known as Lady C. She says, Good evening, Inga. I am tuned in. Wow, nice to have you ladies join us. We also have a message from Micheline. Micheline Morris is also tuned in from Cape Town, South Africa, and sent me a message. So good to have you all join. We know, you know, Dr. Santi, we spoke about this before last week's show, and I'm going to say it again. The right people are here to hear what it is that we have to
Absolutely.
say.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
So, yes. Um, So, Dr. Zanzi, I know that we covered this last week, but I want to, for those that are new and didn't catch part one of our conversation, won't you please just quickly walk them through your career journey? Where did you start from and where you are now and what happened in between?
Wow, that would take a long time to do. I'll go through it very quickly. As all of us, when we're young, we're not quite sure of where our purpose is going to lead us. But of course, I wanted to just be a model, and I did get the opportunity to do that for several years. And I still do it, but I do it in a different vein than I did it before. But I got the opportunity to meet some amazing people along that journey. But as that journey was evolving and I got to see the entertainment business for what it was, I said, Lord, I know that there is something bigger and better that you want me to do. And that is when I thought I wanted to be a nurse. And nurses
Mm.
are amazing because my husband, I call him a super nurse. He's a nurse. His specialty is ICU. He's now in
Wow.
executive nursing. So, but nurses are amazing. But it just wasn't quite where God wanted me to be, and
Mm.
that led me into going into different veins of healthcare, where I got the opportunity to dive into being an educator as well as dealing with the administration and management side of healthcare services, as well as diving into the world of research, where I get an opportunity to touch lives on a very vast scale, where I've implemented projects and been a part of projects locally, nationally, and regionally. So it gives me an opportunity to really network and to be a part of improving and helping others improve their lives. And that is where I am now. And just being a part of that world has allowed me to mentor and coach
Mm.
faculty, staff, and students along the way. And I said, Lord, this is really a great fit for me and my purpose in wanting to serve. And what I've learned along my journey, Inger and audience, is when you find your purpose, it is not for you to keep. Your purpose is for
Mm-hmm.
you to give
Give
away.
away.
Give
Yes.
that purpose away, because if you're holding on to it, what good is it going to do for
Mm.
anyone else? You just are being a little selfish and keeping it to yourself, and it doesn't get an opportunity to really simmer and fester and to grow and develop. But when you do give it away,
Mm.
what an amazing, amazing feeling that is each day for me.
Mm. Beautiful. Um, so what does the word purpose mean to you?
Mm. Oh, I could talk about purpose all day long, but simply, and I'll say this about purpose, purpose is truly knowing your spirit, knowing your calling,
Mm.
knowing when you can truly wake up and not give a second guess to what you're doing. A lot of times we are walking in the footsteps of others before us, as our moms,
Mm.
our fathers, our cousins, or our aunts and uncles, where they've been teachers or doctors or lawyers, and we feel that we have to go down that same journey path. But we must walk. I know, right? We must
Yes.
walk in the journey of our own true self. So when you truly know your purpose, Inger, and I know you know yours as a community catalyst, and I call
Mm-hmm.
myself a purposeful catalyst, you feel it, you smell it, you see it, you can taste it.
Mm.
And when we are walking in our calling of our purpose, we truly can allow our passions from different areas of our lives to ignite that purpose and make
Mm.
so intentionally. So it really is just about knowing the force behind who you
You are.
truly. So your purpose is the force behind who you are. And then when you add that intentionality to it, amazing things can
Mm.
happen.
Mm. Mm. Pablo Picasso
Yes,
said, "The meaning of life is to find your gift, and the purpose of life is to give it away."
yes, yes. You must give it away. I'll ask the audience this: why are you holding on to it?
Mm.
What is the reasoning behind you holding on to the purpose that God has given you to really
Mm.
share with others?
Mm.
In order for us to truly be those catalysts and to make an impact and to be of influence and to help others grow and develop, we must
Mm.
share our skill sets, our talents. And as I spoke on last week, when you are serving others, God will then in turn serve you back. So
Mm.
you must share your gifts, your talents, your abilities, what you're strong in. Give
Mm.
that back to the world, because guess what?
Mhm.
Someone needs you. I think about all of the individuals that I've mentored and I've coached. They needed me at that specific time of their life. And if I were to hold on to my gifts and my talents and not share them and bring them into the rooms, and as I tell people that I'm coaching and mentoring, it is no longer for me to be in that room. I want to give you the opportunity for you to come in
Mm,
that room and sit at that table. I can still be present in the room because I can whisper in your ear to help
mm,
you sit at that table so boldly with
mm,
such great fearlessness. And that is my way of
mm.
truly giving back so that I can make someone else shine so brightly so that their light can illuminate this world with the greatness
Yes.
that God has put in them.
Yes. Amen. Cecilia says, "Good evening to your beautiful guest. I'm looking forward to more nuggets. Give
Yes.
your purpose away." I love this.
Mm.
Purpose is a gift. Beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Val says,
So love
"Giving
her.
back is so important. Thank you for that wonderful reminder, Dr. Zonzi and Inga. Someone needs you." Yes.
Yes, someone needs you, Val. And I will say, for those who do not know Val, when once you get to know Val, oh my gosh, she is just a love bug, giving and sharing and caring. Just an amazing individual. So do connect with her if you're on LinkedIn. She's awesome. And I will just ditto again, Val. When you can give your purpose away to serve others, you are truly walking in a path that can only get broader and broader for you. The more that you hold on to your purpose and your gifts and your talents, it keeps you in that tunnel vision. It keeps you in that tunnel of thought. It keeps you in
Mm,
that tunnel of growing and develop. But the more that you can broaden and expand, giving away your gifts and your talents, oh my goodness, while you're doing it, you get to learn, you get to experience new things, you get
mm,
to actually open up yourself more to truly bring in the things that you need to broaden yourself with.
mm,
So don't hold on to it. Figure out what your purpose is, walk boldly into it, really harness it, and say, okay, I got your purpose. You're right here. I got you. Thank you,
mm,
purpose, for being with me. And now I must share it with others so that I can help them glow as well.
mm. Beautiful. Beautiful. So, Dr. Zanzi,
Yes.
I always talk about Ubuntu because it's one of my favorite words. So, for those not aware of this word, let me enlighten you, please, because this is just a word that
Coach.
it makes me feel, yeah, I can just, it's palpable to me. So,
Mm,
Ubuntu is an ancient African word, and it means humanity to others. It is often described as reminding us that I am because we are.
oh, oh,
And
Ingrid.
oh my word. And the reason why I love this so much is because I've been inspired by the people that are around me. If it
Yeah,
wasn't for my community, I wouldn't be who I am today. So to me, community is everything.
yeah.
It's really part of who I am,
Mm,
right?
yes. And
So, yes,
go ahead.
go.
No, you
Go
go ahead.
ahead.
Look at
No,
that.
that's fine. Yeah, keep the conversation. It's fine. Go.
Yes, community is something that honestly I don't think I ever want to be without. And if
Mhm.
we really think back to the beginning of human beings, we've always depended on community. We really depended on community for survival. It allowed us to, hunt for food, share in a group, really have a very good social system that helped us build and grow to evolve into what we are today. So, being a part of a community is not just about saying I'm in a group, but being a part of community for me really means that these are my people. And
Mm,
these are people of all different colors, races, ethnicities. It's about opening yourself up to what may be blinding you, what may be keeping you back. But when you open yourself and have those good rooted connections and really centralize yourself to really opening your eyes and your ears to be a part of an inclusive group of people that can pour into you, that can salute you, celebrate you, help you, and be willing to say, Inger, now, those are the people that you want to have in your corner. So,
mm,
community really, for me, it invokes a sense of support, a sense of change, a
yes.
sense of collaboration. And being a part of a community truly has helped me throughout my career and through my life become a stronger, more intimate, a more thriving, a more purposeful, a more person of perspective that
Mm,
really allows me to share in a collective way of who I am and who others are without a sense of biasness and
mm,
without judgment. So when you are in a good community, those people will truly lift you up, but also keep you grounded, but not
mm,
anchored, because there's a difference.
mm.
You don't want to be anchored because when you're anchored, you
Yes.
can let your purpose freely flow, but
Yeah.
people keep you grounded where you can be in a perspective where you can continue to grow and develop and to also continue to spread your wings.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So, what kind of communities are you part of, Dr. Zonzi?
My goodness, if I had to go down the list, you would say you're spreading yourself too thin, Dr. Z. So I'm a part of I do a lot of social activism. And so I'm a part of a lot of community groups, a lot of community networkings. I'm a part of a lot of leadership groups, as well as I do a lot of board work that I absolutely love. It's a great way for me to give back of my talents where I can strategically help nonprofits or profits and
Mm,
individuals and agencies and organizations to expand upon their mission and their vision. So I'm also a part of a lot of my church groups where I lead some small groups at church. So I tell people all the time, don't spread yourself too thin, but really saturate yourself because there's a
mm,
difference. You can spread yourself. It's kind of like spreading the paste for your pizza and you want it all over. And
mm,
sometimes it kind of drips on the side. You don't want to be
mm,
that person that spreads yourself too thin and you start to drip. Because what happens when you drip, you start to drip away of yourself. So really
mm,
find those networking groups that are suited for your purpose and for your
mm,
passion and what you really love so that you can be intentional with them and you
mm,
can also really serve very strategically in what you want to do.
beautiful. So, hmm, let's see. I want to see here. I know there was a comment so from Val. She says, helping people shine. You both do that so well. Thank you.
Oh, wow, thank you.
So do you, Val.
Oh my gosh, to the 100th degree. And,
Mhm.
as a podcaster, I tend to sometimes ask questions, but I'm going to give kudos to you, Inger, with that comment from Val. You and what you're doing as a community catalyst and helping people see people, hear people, you truly do help and allow others to shine in a way that they would not normally do on their own. So, being that catalyst and being that engineer and that architect to connect and build those relationships, Ingrid, you do it so, so very well. So, I'm so happy to be a little piece of the
Mm.
pie of your life to continue to help you do that as well as continue to help me do it as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
My
I want to
pleasure.
see. Iliana is here too.
Yes.
Hello.
Hi, Liana. We were saying your name so wrong last week, so please forgive us. Don't hold us to it. Thank you
It's
for
okay.
joining us again.
Iliana is tuning in from Arkansas, and she
Mm.
says, finding where we should be is so important, and sometimes it takes time.
Oh, Ileana, I cannot preface that enough.
Mm,
We tend to want to rush things in the culture and the
yes.
environment that we're living in now. And I actually have a post that I did just a little bit ago before I came on the live with Inger, and it's about being successful and what are you doing to go down that success journey. And one thing that I pointed out in there is to not rush. When you rush and you want to do things quickly and take those shortcuts, guess what
Mm,
happens, Ileana? You will miss such beautiful lessons, such beautiful opportunities, and such beautiful people that can help you learn
mm,
as you go along. So take the time to be very intentional and truly invest in not taking the shortcuts, but take the right paths and the
mm.
right journeys that are going to lead you to the purpose of where you're trying to go. So I love that, Ileana. Thank you so much for sharing.
Beautiful. Okay, so Dr. Z,
Yes.
let's move on to like the meat and potatoes.
Okay, meat and potatoes. I'm a meat and potatoes woman.
um, won't you share with us how did purpose become your thing?
Mm. If I really had to think about it, it started with me as a young child growing up in one of the poorest states in the United States, which is Mississippi, and to see various communities not thriving. I always knew that there was something special in me.
Mm,
And my grandfather always told me, he said, you're a little hard headed, but you're not stubborn. And that hard headedness is going to really make you a powerful woman. I didn't know what he meant at the time, but he said, you're going to see things, you're going to feel things, you're going to go through things that you're not going to like. He said,
wow.
never, ever give up on what you know you are needing to do, not wanting to do, but what
Mm,
you need to do. And when having those conversations with him, I just imparted all of the wisdom that he gave me. And I noticed as I grew and matured in, elementary, moved on to high school, and even into college, I had this soul to give. I had this spirit to just give and to help and wanting to make a difference. And Inger, I think I shared with you, I see the good in everyone, no matter what on the surface we may see that looks horrible. There is something good in everyone. If God created it, it is good. It is us who can make things bad. So my purpose started with me young and wanting to always say, there's something good there. I want to pull it out. And I am really good at pulling the good out of people because I want them to see no matter what your past has been, no matter what you have faced, your failures, your obstacles, your challenges, they do not define you.
no.
They refine you.
Mm,
So remember, do not allow those obstacles and those challenges to keep you anchored down from not living in your purpose.
mm,
Just bounce right back up. It's kind of like a ball. You throw it, it's going to bounce back up. And that's what you need to do every day. Dig very deep and say, I may have faced this yesterday, but it's not going to define what I'm going to do today. So
Mm,
you got to live in the moment. Don't live in your past. It's kind of like this when you're driving a car, you have the windshield view, which is your landscape. You get to see so much of the beautiful landscape as you're driving, but you also have three rear view mirrors, one on each side, the left and the right, and the one in the center where you can see behind you. That
mm,
is just to give you a glimpse of what you may have come through. But that
mhm,
landscape and that windshield view is where you need to keep your attention and to say, I may remember what I went through, but I'm going to use the landscape view because it's broad and it's vast. And I'll allow my view and my attention to stay on that so that I can continue to grow and develop, but use what I went through in my past as my
mm,
lessons learned to really capitalize on what I want to do in my future.
mm. Wow. I want to say hello to Sean and Wendy as well as Natalie that are joined in. They're joining us from Cape Town, South Africa as well.
Hello, hello.
Thank you for being here. And I want to read you something.
Yes.
Um, it's another quote that I found, and it's by Viktor Frankl. And he
Yes.
says, life is never made unbearable by circumstances,
Mm.
but only by lack of meaning and purpose.
Ooh. So there is a difference in the meaning of life and your purpose of
Mm-hmm.
life. We can give things meaning that doesn't necessarily need to be in our lives, but we're giving it meaning because it is the norm. It is what Inger is doing, or it is what Val is doing. But does that meaning truly resonate with me? So we must give things meaning that guides us to our purpose or that will lead us down the journey of our purpose. But when you do give things meaning,
Mm-hmm.
know that you are giving it a definition, you're giving it a description. So when you give something meaning, really think about how tangible that meaning is to you. Or is that meaning something that you like that maybe Inger is doing and you're going to salute her and celebrate her? But it doesn't necessarily mean that I need to have that meaning for myself. So I love that quote, Inger, because meaning and purpose are two totally different things, but they do
Mm-hmm.
intertwine with one another and make each other really have such
Mm.
a blossoming when they're tied together.
Yes, beautiful. I feel, yes, that purpose definitely gives meaning to life,
Yes,
you know? Um, mm.
I agree.
So, Aliana said, I used to run a race for others'
Mm,
goals, but
mm.
now I walk for others' dreams.
Oh, Ileana, that's a quote you need to keep. As I was telling Catherine and Diane last week, keep a list of your quotes because that one right there comes with a bang. When you say
Mm,
you're running for others' goals, but you're now walking for others' dreams, that means that you're walking with them along the journey of their dreams that they want to accomplish and to see come true, but you're not trying to make it your identity. And that is where community comes in. So, Aliana, I truly, truly celebrate you for knowing that I can support and salute someone to help their dreams come true and walk along with them, but I
mm,
don't need to allow that person's dreams become my identity. So
mm,
that is very powerful, Aliana. Thank you so much for sharing.
beautiful. Thank you. She also says,
You're welcome.
hey, we have an office in MS. We
Mississippi.
have
She's from Mississippi.
we have a love for the Delta.
Oh. We must get together, Aliana, so that I can come and meet you, or we can come at a neutral location so that we can talk
Oh,
more. Thank you for that.
I honestly, you guys will have to send me a selfie,
Okay, well,
an
I will
assy.
definitely do that. I would definitely send you a selfie for
Oh
sure.
my goodness.
Absolutely.
So, Dr. Zanzi,
Yes.
you know, we all face difficulties in life.
Mm,
Many people look at, especially when you're a public figure, they look at
yes.
your life, they see the highlights, and
Hmm.
they compare their own lives to your highlights, and
Yes.
it comes up short,
Yes.
right?
Very, very short.
Yes.
Very, very short. And I will say, we get so caught up in wanting to either kind of walk the same path that we see someone that's in the public figure or in the public eye. And I want to share this with you. Not everything that you see on social media is real. Know that people will tweak, twist, turn, modify, and edit things so that it becomes more appealing. But what I
Mm,
say about that is this: when someone can truly see the authentic you, they will
mm,
respect that more than someone who only has the fluffy, the
mm,
flowery, the pretty on the surface.
mm,
I'm asked all the time, are you always that happy? Are you always great? And as I shared last week rather, yes, it's a choice. I
mm,
choose to be happy. I choose to be at peace. But I will say this to you: every day I wake up and there's something where I'm going, oh my gosh, should I share this? Should I, really expose this?
mm,
When you choose to expose your flaws and your little imperfections, guess what that does to me, Inger? It lets me know that you're human and I can relate. If everything
mhm,
in your life is always smiley and roses, I
mm.
don't get an opportunity to say, well, goodness, does anything go wrong? So be your authentic. I know. Be your authentic self. And I need to do better with this and posting some bloopers. I think I may do a series, maybe an entire week, and encourage everyone that's listening now and that's on the live. Let's do a bloopers authentic week where we post, oh my goodness, I slipped and I fell, but I didn't kill myself. Or yes, drop my keys in the pool. Let's just go on a big mission to say life is life. Life is
Mhm.
life and it happens. And when people, yes, it does. And when
Yes.
people can see that, because I think people need to know the truth of who you are, the truth
Mm,
of what may be going on in your life, because it could be something very personal. If it is something personal that you choose to share as a testimony, someone needs it. Someone
mm,
needs to know, how did you cope? How did you get through it? What were
mm,
your resources that you can share with me? So don't just
mm,
let us be on the surface, the pretty icing on the cake, because if that
mhm,
cake isn't baked well,
mm,
unpure, a little too low because there wasn't enough yeast in it. People need to know what happened to the
mm,
yeast. So in our lives, sometimes we don't have the yeast or the air to really bloom and blossom like we need to, but we need to
mhm,
share our flaws and our imperfections because someone
mhm.
out there needs to hear it and see it and learn from it.
Absolutely. It's called turning your mess into your message,
I
right?
love
Or
it.
your test into your testimony,
Oh,
right?
so on point. And we all have our messes, right, Inger? Our
Yes, we do.
messes are there. And when we can turn our mess into our message so that we can broadcast it in a good way, that we're not hurting ourselves or others, it is
Mm,
out there for someone to just say, oh my God, I went through that too. And it will open them up to be able to share their story as well, because as we go through our adversities and our challenges and our hiccups, I call them our little bumps in life, they are there for learning opportunities. And when we learn from them, we get to see ourselves in a different light. If we
Mm,
choose not to learn from them, let me tell you, it's kind of like a dog chasing its tail. You'll go round and round and round until
mm,
God finally says, "Are you ready? Did you learn?" So do
mhm,
learn from those obstacles and those failures and those imperfections that we have, and use them as those little nuggets to help others and yourself be the best versions that you can be.
beautiful. Let's quickly go to the comments. I see Aliana says, yes, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Oh my God.
Yes. Yes.
Diane says, we all need each other to be our authentic selves. Not just for self to live our best life, but for
Mhm.
others to know it's okay to be uniquely yourself through
Yes.
all the ups, downs, messy, good, and bad moments. After
Yes.
all, we are human, right?
Oh my goodness, Diane. Again, the bad, the messy, the ugly, the shiny, the bright, the dim, the darkness, the sadness, the hurt, the pain. They are there as opportunities for us to open ourselves up to be vulnerable, but they're also opportunities for us, again, to see where we can smooth out those edges that we may have. And the more we can smooth some of those edges out, we don't be as rocky as we need to be. And it allows us to really look within ourselves and say, I like my little imperfections. I'm going to live with my little flaws because this allows me to be uniquely who I am. And when I
Mm,
live in my authenticity, I am showing the world just who I am meant to be.
to be.
And that is not every day you're going to be your best. Not
Nope.
every day we're going to just pop up and say, oh gosh, it's going to be a great, lovely day without any detours. Know that those detours that you go through, they're meant for a reason. I give a really good example to some of my staff and team members when they say, oh my God, I'm so upset that I was late for work. Being late in traffic, you never know when God is protecting you from something. So allow those detours and those lateness of things that may happen in your life. They are strategically planted and planned there for
Mm,
you to truly get an opportunity to be blocked from something that could have been horrendous, right?
mm, mhm. You know, I used to, so when I used to work in the corporate world,
Yes,
excuse me, I used to catch the train. That was part of my commute to work.
yes.
And there were many times I would rush, oh,
Mhm.
I need to run down the staircase because I'm going to miss the train if I don't.
Right.
Hallelujah. And I remember one time I fell on the staircase.
Mm.
And I think my ego was bruised more than my body.
Yes, yes,
But after that, I realized that it's not the end of the world if I miss the train and have to
yes,
catch the next one, or the
yes,
bus on the other side and have to catch the next one, right?
yes,
Um, I realized I would rather get there in one piece
yes,
because I could have injured myself pretty badly.
yes,
So I'd rather get there in one piece, and if I'm late, I'm late, you know?
yes, yes. You have to accept life for what it is. Life is lifing. It's going to give, it's going to take.
Mm,
And one thing that I want to share with the audience today is a strategy that I use. It's called a push and a pull. We have to push through life sometimes to really pull out the best in ourselves and in
mm,
others. When you use that push pull strategy, know that the pushing through is the learning part of
mm,
it. it's the evolution part of it, it is the research part of it. And the pulling is when you want to pull others along with you so that you can be a part of them growing, developing, exploring, learning, and
Mm,
really bringing out the potential and removing maybe those barriers that are holding them back or even holding yourself back. So remember, as you're pushing through life, learn everything that you can, hear what you need to hear, and listen with your heart and your eyes and your ears. Take it all in, journalize it, write it down. God says, write the vision and make it plain. And when you do that, you can feel it, you can see it, it becomes so visual to you. It's almost like the mission and the vision. The vision is how we see things are going to happen, right?
mhm,
But our mission is what allows us to get to the vision. So,
mm,
this mission of life is important. You must
mm,
go through the mission of life so that you
mm,
can continue to write the vision of your life. Your
mm,
vision of your life, your career, your business is going to change over time. So never get too complacent to say, I'm good where I am.
mm,
Don't be complacent. Always want to learn and stay uncomfortable. The more that you stay uncomfortable, the
mm,
more that you can see just how great you can become. And it's not about how high you go in this world or in your life or in your business or your career.
mm,
It truly is the impact that you make in this world to make a difference.
mm, mm, mm. So, Dr. Zonzi,
Yes,
um, as I said, we all go through adversity.
yes.
What are some adversities that you've been through that you were
Mm,
able to come by focusing on your purpose?
uh,
And also, just a follow up question to that is what are some things that whoever is listening can do so that they too can harness their purpose to overcome what they are battling?
oh my goodness. It would take me writing a book, which I think I should, around
Yes.
adversities. I have faced biases, prejudices, racism in my life, in my
Mm,
career, and even in the things that I'm involved in. But I looked at those adversities as the opportunities to continue to make a difference and make a stance. I
mm,
believe that each of us has a voice, and our voice needs to be heard. We all need to feel inclusive. We all need to feel belonged.
yes.
And so going through my adversities of, just organizational structure, of being overlooked or underlooked, I have learned that I take those adversities and those challenges again to not define who I am and what I'm meant to be,
Mm,
but I will utilize them as an avenue or even a little adventure to say, you may think you got me, but I am going to get you in the way that I need to do it in an authentic and intentional way. But I want to know that I can grow from them. I can change who I am. I can
yeah.
learn from them. But also, adversity teaches us truly about ourselves. When you are
Yes.
inflicted upon unfairly, you get to learn just how you can respond or how you're going to react. So
Mm,
with my adversities and my challenges, I've all of the time I've learned that I take a 24-hour pause break. And what I do is in that 24 hours, I get to pray, I get to think, and I get to strategize because it
mm,
is most important to me to not be
mm.
reactive, but to be
But
proactive.
proactive.
Yes. So take that 24 hours pause break.
Mm,
No matter what you think is the urgency of something and you want to uh, react, know that it's better, as I shared last week, it is better to do right than to be right.
be right.
So allow your adversities to teach you who you truly can be and
Mm,
who you need to become. They will open up your inner strengths. You'll get to discover things about yourself, but also you'll get to know not everything deserves a reaction. And
mm,
silence in itself is a response. Right, Inger? Silence is a loud response. So sometimes when you're challenged or someone is
mm,
picking or nitpicking at you, the best
mm,
thing that you can do is allow people to see them for who they are, but allow people to see the good in you by not
mm,
responding and
mm.
letting the silence speak so loudly for itself. I hope that answered your question.
So I'm sure you saw I reacted
I did.
because it's funny because so those of you that are listening that understand Afrikaans, there is a saying that we know, right? Which is stil bly is ook 'n antwoord, which
Mm,
is silence is also a response.
yes, it is.
And this, so I've been going through some things, and this has been something that has just been coming up and coming up to me.
Mm,
Um, you know, yesterday I received a message from somebody, and they wrote me this message, and it wasn't particularly abrasive or anything, but I just felt annoyed and offended by it. And I read it out loud. I was actually sitting and chatting with my daughters, and I read it out loud.
mm,
And my little one, who is 9 years old, was
mhm.
sitting on my lap. We were chatting. And when I read this message and I started to text a response back, typing this message, and then she says, "Don't reply, Mom.
Mm,
God,
mm.
God will answer for you."
Ooh, how God will use the innocence and the intelligence of our young for her to be with you at that very moment, to sit in your lap and to allow God to speak through her to you. It's not that
Yeah.
important. And we have to realize when we go through challenges and adversities, it's about being more resilient.
Mm,
And that resiliency comes from taking the time to acknowledge the person or the thing that is a part of that situation and
mhm.
to realizing not everything is worth my energy and my time.
Yes.
Not
Yes.
everyone deserves my good energy and to turn
Yes.
that into bad energy. So it gives us an opportunity to really continue to stay within our peace, to stay
Mm,
positive, and to stay focused on
mm,
what we need to focus from or focus to. Because sometimes those obstacles and those challenges are
mm.
just there to fester us and keep us detoured from
Yes.
where we need to stay focused on.
Yes, that's so true. And one of the verses that, God has been just playing in my mind and in my spirit
Mm,
is that verse that says, "Be still and know
mm,
that I am God."
mm. Look, you're taking me to church. Take me to church. Take me to
Yes.
church. That's one of my favorite verses. Be still and know that I am God.
Mm,
Know the plans that I have for you, and it is to
yes.
prosper you and not to
Amen.
harm you. So when you are truly triggered, and we have our triggers in life,
Mm,
remember this: the trigger could be a challenge from God to see just where you are in your
mm,
walk and your faith in Him. So know that when you get those little triggers, big or small, you must quickly
mm,
Silence the noise of the world and
mm,
truly think about how you need to respond, not be reactive, but be proactive. Really think through it to see if silence is the best thing that you need to do. And it's not always about proving a point, it's not always
mm.
about being right, but it is
No,
about doing what is right. And
right.
sometimes the doing that needs to be done is absolutely doing nothing.
Nothing.
So, really think about that today.
Mm,
And for
mm-hmm,
me, just going through life's journey of its ups and its downs, it is my faith. It's my faith and my trust in God and knowing that He is the great I am.
mm.
He is the Alpha and the Omega.
Omega. Mm.
He is my all in all, and He will never leave me or
Not
forsake
forsake
me
me.
and will lead and guide me as long as I will continue to listen to Him and
Mm,
be in the light of his voice and the things that he shows me. So,
mm,
really, whatever your spirituality is, hold on to that as you're going through challenges and
mm,
obstacles in life. And
mm.
know that they're there for a reason. You
Yes.
have to understand what those reasons are.
Oh.
And when you
Mm,
take the time to understand them, God will give you clarity. The
mm,
universe will speak to you. The
mm.
universe will not hide from you. Just
No.
get in silence and
Mm,
silence and muzzle the noise of the world so that you
mm,
can stay in your purpose and be given that grace and that mercy to
mm,
continue to propel forward and do what you need to do and not get distracted by the little things that are going to detour you from your
mm.
purpose. Right, Inger?
Right. So,
Oh my
Dr.
gosh,
Zanzi,
it's
look at the
28.
time. Look at the time, like how. So, um, one, one. Can you let us know what is your one thing that you feel somebody needs to do if they are in a place where they don't know their purpose?
When
What
you,
what do they
yes,
need to do?
the one thing, there's several things I can share, but the one thing
Yes.
that I really can share with you is to get to know your purpose, you must be in silence and you
Mm,
need to dive deep into
mm,
what you're passionate about, what tickles your belly, that flows up to your heart and give you that burning sensation. So your passions will ignite your purpose and allow that purpose to
yes.
blossom. If you're feeling that you don't quite know what it is, I guarantee you, you do know. You just have not opened the box to it yet. So
Yes.
allow the boxes to be present in front of you and open them one by
By
one
one.
and take very good notes as to why you think this may be your purpose or why
Mm,
you're feeling it is not your purpose. Write down the goods that
mm,
you know can come from them and write down how you feel about them. And I
mm,
guarantee you, you will be on the journey to truly learning and
mm,
living a
mm.
life that is so purposeful that you
Beautiful.
need to share with the world.
Beautiful. Cecilia said this. She says, the Egyptian said, let it be written down, let it be done. So she says, write the vision down, pray on
Yes,
it for a manifestation.
yes.
And she says, yes, it's about doing what's right. I choose what I respond to as well, to stay on track and not get distracted.
Wow, wow. There's some great comments popping up, and I know we're running out of time here.
I know. Let me just go quickly through them. So, Diane said, okay, we've seen this one. Whitney says, yes, I try to remind myself of that when I am late. That
Yes,
was probably for a good reason.
absolutely.
Diane says, be in balance, body,
Mm,
mind, and spirit. Manifest your greatness through your uniqueness in order to live your best life.
yes,
Realize that those moments, vulnerabilities, flaws, are just reminders that we are human and that
Yeah.
we are searching for growth. Remember, the caterpillar needs to cocoon before it transforms into a butterfly.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
Beautiful.
indeed. Mm.
And she says adversity is an invitation to accept the challenge to change. Problems arise, and we can maintain the course, or we can accept the challenge to respond to adversity and face it head on.
Face it head on.
Yes. Aliana says when you come close to your higher power, boy, those barriers sure come out.
They come off like weights.
Remain remain still before taking the next step. Wow.
Absolutely.
She's so
Absolutely.
right.
So right.
Whew. And Diane says, when you want people to hear you, whisper.
Mm,
When you sometimes need a powerful response,
mm,
sometimes it is to say nothing. Oh my
nothing.
gosh, that
Nothing
is so
about.
counterintuitive, right? Because we want to shout when
Yes.
somebody is not hearing you. But you're right, Diane. We need to
Yes.
whisper. We need to
Yes.
whisper.
So powerful, Diane.
Whew. And she's sharing something. She says, one day a man yelled at me at the gas
Mm,
station. He was awful. When I got to school, I shared with my students what happened. They all
mm,
got excited and asked, how did you respond? They all wanted to know that I yelled back and was also nasty. I told them, I just waved and wished him a good day. And then I explained I wasn't going to let a stranger negatively impact my day or carry it with me to ruin
mm,
their day.
mm.
We choose to empower ourselves with positivity
Or
or
not.
not.
Yes.
Woo!
Powerful, Diane. When we really deposit the good and let the good outweigh the
The bad,
negative, the
yeah.
positive will carry us through everything that we need to go through.
You're
Love it.
so right. So right. Diane also, last comment, she says, to me, we all need to also make it our purpose to positively impact each other and our world.
Yes. So important, Diane. And Iliana and
Hmm.
everyone that was on here, Whitney,
Yes.
Catherine, all
Cecilia.
the listeners. I'll leave you with this. I know it's time to close out. Your
Yes.
purpose is powerful. Use it to make a dent in this universe. Use it to wake
Mm,
you up every day. Use it to help someone else. Use it to really sound loud with a roar that you are here to live in your purpose, to serve others, to give it away every day. And God will then, in turn, serve you back with so many blessings that
mm.
you will not be able to contain. Life
Oh
is
my
short.
gosh.
Live it. Write your own story. Never give your
Yes.
pen or your pencil away
Away.
because you
Hmm.
get the chance to erase, to write through, and add a sentence or two in a chapter each day. Thank you,
Hmm.
Inga, for allowing me to be here a second time. The
Thank
next thing
you.
is I've got to have you on my podcast, and
Yes.
it's going to be amazing. We'll make it happen. Thank you, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you. And where can people find you, Dr. Zanzi, before you drop off?
Oh, absolutely. You can find me with drzonzimclaurin.com. That's my website, and it's, let me put it in the chat, or Ingrid, you can do it again.
I've got it.
Okay, very good. That's
There you
it.
go.
Find me there, reach out to me. Happy to have conversations with you, little Zoom meet and greets and chats. Love to hear from you. Thank you again, Inga, for the opportunity. It has been amazing. And thank each of you
Always.
for listening today. Yes, I think I
Thank
got
you.
that.
Thank you.
There we go.
Be
Love you,
blessed.
friend. Be blessed.
Thank you.
Take care.
Love you. Have a good one. Thank you. If you are still listening, trust and believe that If you didn't hear the whole conversation, I'm sorry, you missed out. That was amazing. Um, just in closing, Iliana says this. Okay, Inga, when are you hosting your own live event? Just invite all of your guests and we can come to you. Oh my gosh. Iliana, stop reading my mind. We will make it happen at some point or the other. But thank you to everyone who's been tuned in and listening in on radio and live. If you are watching live and would like to join us on radio, please go to africa.co.za and click listen live. I want to wrap up the conversation on that side. So, until next time, be blessed and come on over to the other side. Come join us on africa.co.za. Take care, everyone. Be blessed. Please note there will be no broadcast next week, as I will be attending a live event with a client. But until next time, take care. Be blessed and come on over to Africa and join us there. Bye for now, everyone. Um, bye for now. Stay